Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Alright, Yahweh being the name of the Father, and Yahweh Shai the name of his only begotten Son. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone rule well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Alright, this lesson I'm going to bring out a couple pieces of, a couple things. Basically, a little bit, I'm going to go through a little bit of an article. Bring out a little clip and also a picture from a video that I watched prior to this video not too long ago. All right. So this is thebalance.com. U.S. economy collapse. What would happen and how to prepare? All right. And how are we going to prepare is not the way, like how we will, really we're preparing right now. Okay, and how we prepare for these things is not the same as these worldly people. Because what would worldly people do? Stock up food, stock up weapons, stock up supplies like you see in World War Z and, stuff like that, apocalypse movies. What we're doing is we're building our faith, all right? Because according to Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, all right? Not money and guns, okay? It's Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Okay, so what is this talking about? Is this, wisdom and knowledge is in science or in medicine, in technology, in communications? No, wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, of the Bible. Okay, the Holy Scriptures. All right? This is the wisdom and knowledge that we have, that we've been blessed with, and T.R.O.Y Hal Shah for that. Okay? This is the, that's why really, because I just looked at a story on Instagram posted by a brother, GMS Central Florida, and it basically was, he was saying the only reason why the internet is still up is so the elect can be built up, man. And that's basically it, because the elect are probably very close to being sealed up. And, we got to get built up, man. We got to, Elder Apostle Gabar mentions that we got to get as much as we can. Okay, you got to eat, as much of the roll. Well, really, we've eaten the whole roll if you, have the doctrine, right? Which, Lord willing, we're of the elect, and we have the doctrine. But, you have to keep eating, keep eating that spiritual meat, man, and drinking that spiritual milk, okay? Because, like it said right there, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So understanding these scriptures is what's going to keep you sane in those times, man. All right, it's what's going to keep you grounded and calm, all right, calm and collected, focused, okay? Faith and the wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures. So I'm going to read a couple things, just take the meat out of this. It says right here, if a United States economic collapse occurs, it will happen quickly. No one would predict it, okay, except the men of Yahweh by Shemel Shai, all right, because we've been telling you that these things are going to come to pass, all right? But it's talking about worldly people. That's because the signs of imminent failure are difficult to see. So that means even financial experts won't be able to tell you, yeah, it's going to collapse next week or next year. They don't know. It could collapse any day, man. All right, and that should put fear in you in itself. All this, like we saw from the YouTube test. Well, not YouTube test, but like the Esau doing his test run on shutting on YouTube off. YouTube it can get wiped off in the snap of your fingers, man. And the drop of a dime, YouTube can get cut off for everybody. Okay? And that's how easy it's going to be for this word to be taken away. All right? So now we're going to skip down to this. What will happen? Wait, not this. Salakia. This right here. When would the U.S. economy collapse? Any of the following 6 scenarios could create an economic collapse. If the United States dollar rapidly loses value, it would create hyperinflation. Is that not what's happening right now? The dollar is losing value by the day, by the second even. All these countries are dropping it, all right? A bank run could force banks to close or even go out of business, cutting off lending and even cash withdrawals. The internet could become paralyzed with a super virus, preventing emails and online transactions. All right, the internet may get shut off completely. For sure, the platforms that we use to push this truth, those are going to get shut off. Terrorist attacks or a massive oil embargo could halt interstate trucking, grocery stores would soon run out of food. Okay, and that's, once these truckers go on strike because, the economy, that's going to start a famine. And before I know it, these stores will be out in food in a day or less, man. Maybe a little more. Depends on what kind of store, how much. All right, but the stuff will be taken out of there quick. Okay? Widespread violence erupts across the nation that could range from inner city riots, a civil war, or a foreign military attack. It's possible that a combination of these events could overwhelm the government's ability to prevent or respond to a collapse. All right, and notice how it's naming all of these things, and it says, right here, any of these following 6 scenarios could create an economic collapse, and all of these things are already happening. They're happening right now, and maybe not all of them, but a lot of these. The violence is spewing, right? Race wars, civil wars. There's been a lot of things spewing up, man. A lot of wars, all right? World wars. They could easily do a false flag attack. The internet, we can already see that they're about to shut down. Once the word is out, the famine of the word is going to shut down the internet or shut down parts of it. The U.S. dollar is definitely collapsing. And this is the last one. Some believe the Federal Reserve, the president, or an international conspiracy are driving the United States toward economic ruin. If that's the case, the economy could collapse in as little as a week. And this is talking about if they're doing that. All right. So what this shows you is it going to collapse next week? We don't know. But what I can tell you is this. Okay. We are really close. All right. Whether the economy collapses tomorrow, next month, next year, next week, next couple weeks, we don't know. Okay, but it is coming, and the point is, it's going to come out of nowhere. Okay, you're not going to expect it. You're going to be living your everyday life, and all of a sudden, bread is going to cost fucking $18, or some shit like that. All right? That's because it's run on confidence that debts will be repaid, food and gas will be available when you need it, and that you'll get paid for this week's work. If a large enough piece of that stops for even several days, it creates a chain reaction that leads to a rapid collapse. All right, and a lot of these prophecies are going to happen through a chain reaction. All right, because the economy collapse or the stock market crash is going to usher in the chip. All right, that chip, there's going to be famines from strike. There's going to be riots. There's going to be civil unrest. There's going to be a lot of things are going to happen. Once the elector's sealed and those winds are released, boom. All right, a lot of things are going to pop off, man, and they're going to set off each other like dominoes. All right, you hit a domino and it knocks over other ones. That's how this is going to go, man. And the end game of America is not revival. All right, it's not being healed. It's being destroyed by nuclear missiles. Okay? So now we can actually head to this here real quick. I think I wanted to bring out. All right, this is how much that when I checked this was a few hours ago. The U.S. is in over $71 trillion in debt. How long do you think this debt bubble can continue to grow? All right, if you've ever blown a bubbles when you were a little child, you understand that bubbles eventually hit something or they pop in midair. So this bubble, this debt bubble, this economic crisis bubble is going to pop. Okay. And this is another thing. The United States is planning. Well, it says. President Donald Trump's threat to quit the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces in Europe INF treaty. All right, so he's backing out of a lot of treaties. And America and Russia, America being the United States, they're actually engaging. Okay, they're engaging in a nuclear arms race, or they're about to. Okay, and when was the last time that happened? The Cold War. And the Cold War had many moments where it was very close to popping off into World War III. Except this time, the only difference is it's going to. Okay. Now let me play this clip. Well, let me break this down first. So this was on a video that a brother made. I watched it. It was a re-upload on Hasten His Coming, which is a channel run by Elder Kazak, right, from the GMS Mississippi camp. And I think this brother in this video, I'm not sure if I'm right on this, because he re-uploaded. I think the brother that made this video is from GMS Ancient Days. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure, so correct me if I'm wrong. But his son, his 12-year-old son, had a dream, and he told him, because he was at work, he told his son, his 12-year-old son, to draw it, and this is what his son drew. Okay? And his son said that the sky was filled with these things, which we know are chariots, right? It was filled with these things right here, chariots, okay? and he was talking about how there was missiles coming down from the sky, basically. But he's only 12, so he can't say these things. But this is what he drew. Okay, so there's missiles. The sky is full of chariots. Over here on the right, if you can see it, way on the right, that's supposed to be Leviathan. And his son said that Leviathan came out, and the water was boiling, and he took the sea with him, and the sea basically flooded the city. All right, whatever city this may be. He said there was a lot of people crying and screaming. He said that there was a lot of destruction happening, a lot of death. He said that there was a lot of dead bodies lying around, man. All right. But he said that him and his sister, right? Once again, keep in mind, it's a so-called 12-year-old boy, man. Well, really, at certain times in our customs, you become a man. Okay, but you get what I'm saying. For this, society on the West, he'd be known as a preteen, so-called. But he said he was on top of a building with his sister, and they were completely calm seeing this happen. All right, so Lord willing that brother that made this video is of the elect, and that his son and daughter can be delivered with him, man, as part of the 1/3. Okay, but this was a vision. Okay, and this shows that the thing that we believe in is true, brothers. All right, Akim and Akwathium and sisters out there. This proves that what we believe in is very true, man, and it's very real. This should have boosted your faith. All right, Lord willing, if I remember, I'll post a link in the description box of this video. Beautiful video, man, absolutely beautiful. But the point is, America is going to be destroyed. Okay, another thing I wanted to bring up, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in a video before, but I want to mention it again. My woman told me that her great-grandma was dead in the hospital. They pronounced her dead. She was dead for 20 minutes, give or take. Could have been, 18, could have been 24, whatever. But the point is, that's not the point, which that could, make a difference. But the point is she was dead for less than half an hour about, okay? And she came back and she was talking about her seeing people eating each other because there was a massive, massive, terrible, like the worst famine of all time. She said people were eating each other. They were killing each other. They were drinking and eating their own piss and shit. She said that there was, fire, like the hottest fire that she's never felt, like she's never even, like it's the hottest fire ever, and it wasn't even near her. That's talking about the nuclear fire, right? And she's saying that people need to stop basically playing around, man, and they need to start taking things seriously. What she saw when she came back and told people, she saw the end of America. All right, famine, destruction, nuclear fire, okay, dead, all the cannibalism, people are going to be eating each other and shit, all right? A lot of crazy stuff is going to happen, man. So you need to get right in the spirit, okay? And I mean, there may have been some points I left out, but that's the point, okay? And that was very heavy, all right? And her great-grandma, could be back today, We don't know who, but we know reincarnation works, and she could be back. Okay, and maybe that's why she saw it, because she'll be living in that moment. But we don't know these type of things, but we know that we are in the last days. Akim wa Akwathim. Right? We need to be serious. We need to do a lot of work. Talking to you brothers, man, you need to be doing a lot of work. Be doing a lot of studying to you brothers and sisters, man. Okay? So now I'm going to bring out this video. I may have left out some points, but I'm pretty sure that, the point was made. There were some heavy things I wanted to pull out of there. This is a quick clip, like a minute long. This was a video or a movie called Gray State, all right, which was created by somebody that was in Minnesota, which is a state I live in. And this is a concept trailer, so he didn't actually, he was never actually able to finish the movie and release it. And before he could actually even finish the movie, like, he was, when they were making the movie, he was found murdered in his house and his family. I'm pretty sure he had him and his wife and 2 children or something like that. They were all killed. All murdered in his house. And there was a Muslim, I think it was a forgiveness prayer written in Arabic on the wall, which that's the government trying to cover it up because they blame everything on Muslims, man. All right, and the truth is the biggest terrorist on the planet is the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Okay, the government killed him, man. But Yahweh had it, so he released this, all right, this concept trailer. All right, and you can watch the whole trailer. I mean, Lord willing, if I remember that, I'll put that in the description box as well, okay? But I'm going to play this little clip, okay?
dreamt about how things were.
All right, and what you saw in there was you saw the mark of the beast, all right, which they didn't show that correctly, because the mark of the beast is the RFID or NFC microchip implant, but you clearly could see what they were referring to there. They showed martial law, they showed the government shutdown, which was basically the economic collapse, and it kind of cut it out at the end, but you could see that there were people lined up and there was people getting beheaded. Okay, which is a prophecy. All right, people will get beheaded for not taking the mark of the beast, the chip. All right, those are going to be the martyrs. All right, the elect martyrs, and people that they just kill too that way. But so this was heavy, man. Okay, this was real heavy. Okay, and I probably should have just played the whole video, but I'll put it in the description box. Okay, because it showed you. Well, you know what? I'll just get it. Salaki, I'll just get it. So I'm not going to put this in the description. Well, I may still put it in the description box, but so you can watch it yourself and analyze it and stuff. It happened while we were sleeping. What is that? A thief in the night. All right. Let's get that script. We're going to get the scriptures, but I'm going to get it after I finish the clip completely. Salaki, there's a specific script that I'm looking for. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'll start at verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, and that's exactly what people say right now. That's what they believe is right now. All right, peace and safety, when it's the complete opposite. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. All right, and it said right there, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Okay? So, that's clearly telling you that, and who is that talking about? The elect, all right? The elect, it won't overtake them as a thief. Why? Because they've read about the prophecies. They've been preaching about the prophecies. They know that these things are going to come, man. And we've been telling you that these things are really close. Okay? So all you other people that aren't hearkening, like I went to in the last lesson, whether they hear or forbear, it's going to happen. It's going to overtake you like a thief. It's going to come out of nowhere, like it said right there. It happened while we were sleeping. All right, so continuing on. Well, actually, there might be more to read here. Therefore, verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. All right, that's not talking about literally. Okay? That's just talking about the fact that people are not aware of anything going on. They're docile. They're subservient. Okay? Whereas we are to be, have discernment, to be conscience, really, to be sober-minded, all right? To be paying attention, to be watchful, all right? Let me close this. That's the mark of the beast. Which, let me get the scriptures on that, man. They put it right in your face, all right? And there's still people out there saying Christianity is the mark of the beast. Mark of the beast is an embargo. No, it's the microchip, man. It's the microchip, okay? And that's clear. You can't get Christianity put in your hand. You can't get an embargo put in your hand, All right, these people are paid to deceive you. All right, they're sellouts, man. I'm going to tell it like it is. All right, and some of them may just be misinformed, but a good amount of them, believe it or not, they sold out. They took the bag, all right, to betray you. Okay, because they don't give a fuck about you, man. They just care about money, all right, and money is vanity, man. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So everybody to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and what is that mark? The RFID NFC microchip that the Apostle Great Millstone been telling you about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai for decades. Or at least a decade. A decade for sure. All right? A decade for sure. Okay? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark with the name of the beast or the number of his name. Were they not just buying groceries with that? They were. Okay? Look, what did that say? It just said transaction. They just bought with it. You people better wake up, man. All right? You take that chip, you're going to be destroyed. I don't care how long you've been in this truth, man. You've been in this truth for 10 years, 100 years. Doesn't matter. All right? You take that chip, you're going to be destroyed. Period.
Last night I dreamt about how things were. And then I woke up here.
See, what is that? What was that? That's a guillotine, bro. That's a guillotine. They're cutting people's heads off, man. And they look like they're KKK members, man. You people are going to learn real soon, man, that Yahweh Shemel Shai ain't to be messed with. All right? You're going to learn to fear Yahweh, man. All right? Because there's a lot of you jakes out there that don't, take anything seriously, man. Worrying about college, worrying about a job, worrying about starting a rap career, worrying about being a professional athlete. Fuck all that bullshit, man. That's all vanity, okay? Your whole life is vanity if you're not doing this truth, man. Period, okay? So Lord willing, we're of the elect and endure, man. This is extremely serious times, and you people think it's a fucking joke, man. That's why you people are going to get killed. All right, now back to the scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." All right, that doesn't mean get a passport and leave, man. That means spiritually. All right, disconnect from the world and come into the truth, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Those plagues, all right, can be famine, martial law, pestilence. Those nuclear missiles is the end game. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, this her is America, all right, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Okay, burning from what? Those nuclear missiles, all right, being laid desolate. All right, and what I think, or not, like what you think, what I think, what our opinions are, what anybody's opinion is, doesn't mean shit. Okay, what matters is what Yahweh Shemel Shai says. All right, and if you were in your right mind, you would be very, very happy to hear these things. All right, that America is going to be destroyed and seeing it start to manifest, because it is clearly manifesting. Okay. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. It's going to take 1 hour for America to be laid absolutely desolate. Okay? That's all it's going to take for all your false hopes, vanity, all your vain dreams, and all this bullshit to be destroyed by nuclear fire. All right? I guess I can get 2nd Ezra 16. Well, actually, let me get Daniel 12 first. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was there, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. What book? The book of life. Let's go back to Revelations again, which Revelations means to reveal. This is Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. Wow. So right there, that cuts that bullshit doctrine that hell is the place where you burn forever. That's false. That's not biblical. All right. Hell either means grave or it means a condition. All right. In this case, it's the condition. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, because once America is destroyed, death for the Israelites and being in a low estate is going to be gone for us, because we're going to have rulership forever. Jacob is the beginning of Esau's end. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Okay? So once Esau is ended, Jacob's beginning is going to be, and it's going to be eternal. This is the second death. What is the first death? What was it? The flood. Okay, the flood with Noah and his sons. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life, the same book spoken about in Daniel 12 and 1, was cast into the lake of fire. What lake of fire is that? The nuclear desolation. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right, this is the time that we're in right now. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Okay, so it's clear, man. We're in these times, right? This is the time that we're in, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay? Whether you hearken or not, whether you're ready or not, whether you want it or not, whether you think it's going to happen or not, it's going to happen. Okay? So with that said, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honor to the apostles and the others, a great millstone, roll well. Peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom.